When I was a kid, I used to tell stories like they were life or death. Every day was a saga. Every walk home from school was an adventure. I'd come home, dump my bag, and start talking. Even if no one was really listening, I told them anyway. But somewhere between then and now, something changed. Life got louder, expectations stacked up, and slowly I stopped telling the truth. Today's video isn't just about storytelling, it's about why losing your story can leave you empty, and why getting it back might be the only thing that saves you. We don't talk about this enough, that kids are natural storytellers, and not because they want attention, but because it's how they make sense of life. A scraped knee wasn't just pain, it was a battle scar. A quiet lunch break wasn't just loneliness, it was a quest for meaning. We process the world through narrative, and the people who listen, like really listen, became our safe place. But maybe you didn't have that. Maybe your emotions were too much. Maybe your imagination was a distraction. Maybe you learned, subtly or sharply, that your truth made other people uncomfortable. So you started shrinking, bit by bit, day by day, until one day you woke up as someone who didn't speak unless spoken to. Someone who laughed at jokes that didn't land. Someone who put everyone else first and forgot what your own voice even sounded like. That was me. For 17 years, I worked in retail. Always the calm one, the dependable one, the guy who could handle anything. And I did. I handled it all. The customers, the chaos, the micromanagers. I solved problems, I swallowed stress. I stayed professional even when I was unraveling inside. But I stopped telling stories, and the longer I stayed silent, the more empty I became. You start to disappear, not all at once, but gradually. Like a photo left in the sun, fading with time. You get up, go to work, come home, maybe game a little, crash into bed, and somewhere in the middle of all that you realize, I haven't really felt anything in months. Not joy, not sadness, just numbness. That was me before this channel, before I started using my voice again, before I sat down, hit record and just started telling the truth, even if it came out messy. And at first I was terrified. Who am I to speak up now, after years of silence? What if no one cares? What if people think I'm weak or cringe or irrelevant? But here's what I learned. When you start telling your story, really telling it, you don't just come back to life. You begin to reclaim yourself. Storytelling isn't just content. It's not a tactic. It's a lifeline. For me, it started small. One upload, one voiceover, one honest reflection about work, burnout, and gaming late at night to feel something real. And people started to show up. People wrote me paragraphs that said they felt seen, that they cried, that someone finally put their story into words. One person even donated $1 to my channel through my Buy Me a Coffee. And yeah, it's just $1, but to me it was everything. So thank you, Sebastian. Because it wasn't about money, it was about connection. It was someone, somewhere saying, I see you, keep going. We live in a world where everything's filtered. Perfect thumbnails, clean edits, fast cuts, high energy. Everyone trying to go viral, everyone trying to impress. But you know what people really need? Realness. Someone who's willing to bleed a little, someone who doesn't pretend they got it all figured out. The truth is, most of us are walking around with stories we've never told, about trauma, about failure, about the moments that broke us and the quiet ones that helped us rebuild. And when you dare to tell those stories, something incredible happens. Others permission to do the same. That's why I make these videos, not just to tell my truth, but to invite you to start telling yours. Here's something wild. When you listen to a story, your brain doesn't just process the words, it mirrors the experience. You don't just hear emotion, you feel it. The brain lights up as if it's happening to you. That's why storytelling is so powerful. It bypasses logic, it gets under your skin, it creates connection in a way that never could. And when you tell your own story, even quietly, even to a camera in your laundry room, you aren't just entertaining, you're building bridges. From isolation to belonging, from silence to expression, from burnout to recovery. People ask what my goals are. They look at the sub count, the uploads, the plans. But here's the truth. I'm not building a YouTube channel. I'm building a place. A place for quiet rebuilders, for gamers with big hearts and tired hands, for parents who are present but also exhausted, for workers who gave everything and got nothing back. This is Memphis. It's not flashy, it's not perfect, but it's real. And every story I tell brings me one step closer to myself. And maybe, just maybe, it brings you closer to you too. If you're feeling lost, if you've been quiet for too long, if you're watching this while on break or driving home in silence, or, like I did the other day, cry alone in a bathroom stall at work, let me say this. Your story isn't over. You don't have to go viral. You don't have to be polished. You don't have to be loud. You just have to be real. Tell the truth, even if your voice shakes, even if no one claps, even if you're the only one listening at first. Because one day, someone will hear it, and it will be the story they didn't know they needed. And in that moment, you will realize you never needed permission to speak. If this video meant something to you, subscribe to my channel. Not because I need the numbers, but because I want to build something that lasts. If you want to go deeper, sign up for my newsletter, The Calm Cube. It's where I write the things I'm too tired or too raw to say out loud. And if you're in the trenches of burnout, check out my digital guides. The links below. This is Memphis, and this is me, finding my voice again. Thanks for being here. Now, go find yours. See you in the next one, guys.